If you're trying to make real money online,
Hey, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning. Hey, Grant, how are you today?
Hey, Dennis, I'm doing good. How are you? Kind of lost my voice.
Sound like shit. What's wrong?
Yeah, I lost my voice.
What's that?
I just lost my voice.
Yeah.
I just lost my voice.
Yeah, I hear that. Sound like you smoked too many cigarettes last night.
A pack and a half.
No, you're cutting down. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Hey, Kat, how are you?
Good. How are you,
Chris?
Dennis? Good. How are you, Dennis?
I'm good. As far as I know. Yeah. You know, try not to look too close. You know, you never know. I hope you all put up with me today because this is going to be a pretty wild one. It's a little bit stream of consciousness, so hang on, you know, we'll do our best we can. Hey, Donna, how are you?
Hey, doing great. Hope everyone had a great day yesterday.
Yeah, I was at the Taste of Carolina or Flavors of Carolina, whatever it was, yesterday.
Yeah, we ended up not being able to go, but we're excited for next year.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. There was a lot of people there. I guess there was about 140 companies, from what I understand, which seems like a lot to me. And a lot of you know, really extensive booths with lots of product and cooking demos, and you know, so I hope it's worth it for the folks who went. I haven't talked to anybody since,
Right.
but I hope that's
Fantastic.
I hope that's the case, that we're. What's that?
That's fantastic. I wish that we could have gone. We had to have our son at the airport at 3 a.m. and it just made for a very long day. And so
3 a.m. Where the hell's he going?
well, he went on a mission trip. He's in Honduras right now. And so
Okay, 3 a.m.
team needed help to get everything there so they didn't have to park but so many cars. And so it just made for a long day. So we kind of opted that we were going to stay at a hotel the night before and then just go back and get some sleep. But we did that over the summer, and it made for a very hard week doing that. So we'll just have to catch next time.
Yeah. Hey, Amy, how are you? Okay. People are still coming. There's Samantha. I saw her yesterday at the show. Samantha's on I think she's on a merry-go-round or something. Looks like she's going in circles. Come on, girl, settle down.
Sorry about that.
That's entertaining. Keep doing it. If you could do that for the whole hour, I'd be impressed. I don't know. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So let's see. Dawn is here. Hey, Dawn.
Hey, how's it going?
All
Hey, how's it going?
right. Let's see. So let's start off if Samantha wants to talk about it. Samantha, how was the show for you yesterday? I just told everybody that I was there for a brief time yesterday.
I thought it was really good. I think,
Can't hear you.
oh, hello?
I got you. I got you now.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought people really were ready to be in a space like that and to see each other again and to meet with buyers. And the feedback I got from other vendors there is that the other shows that they've done thus far, people are buying and they're buying in ways that they didn't before, especially for food, for gift shops, because that was something that never sort of stopped during COVID.
Yeah. Huh.
And all the
Interesting.
buyers, all
Well,
the good
I left
buyers-
before it started.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, Samantha. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, just all the good buyers were there too. I think everybody that said they were going to show up did show up, and I will be surprised if anybody feels like they had a bad show.
Fantastic. Okay, well, I guess we'll get started here. And as I started off, some of you didn't hear this, but this is going to be a little bit different, a little bit wild today, kind of stream of consciousness. I'm trying to introduce some concepts to you, so I apologize if it comes off a little insane. But one of the things that that I have been spending time on is really figuring out how to help you all do brand partnerships, how that you could work with other brands that are compatible, not necessarily competitive, but how can you work together to leverage what you're doing. So today I'm going to give some examples of this and some ways that you might be able to do this. Hey Ruth, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Good, thanks.
All right, so we're going to start off now. I realize that not all of you use Shopify. That's not really the point of this today. I'm going to share with you some stuff that you may be familiar with, and if anybody is, please speak up. But we're going to take a look at some information from a company called Caro, C-A-R-R-O, and they kind of specialize in brand partnerships and enabling brand partnerships. So at least conceptually, I think it'll be interesting to see what they have to say, and then we'll talk about it as well. Okay, we'll start off. Sorry about that. I have a lot of problems with the speaker here for some reason, so just excuse me for 1 second. Oh boy. Okay, so audio. It doesn't like my my speakers. Okay, hopefully this will work now. Okay. So we got just a couple of brief videos, and then we'll talk more about it. I'm going to show some examples.
Over the last 2 years, I've been able to help
Everybody see that okay? Okay.
over 2,000 women start their own online store or online boutique, just like
Hi, I'm David from Caro. Caro is one of the world's biggest partnership platforms with over 23,000 brands and 6 million influencers in 154 countries. Whether we're helping you partner with influencers or other brands, your growth is our priority. With our full suite of influencer marketing tools, we never stop searching for and revealing influencers that already love your brand, and we make it quick and easy to reach out to them for collaborations, saving you time and effort. No more struggling through Instagram, countless DMs, and endless spreadsheets. Zero hassle, zero spreadsheets, just streamlined influencer marketing that's always on. Boost your awareness marketing with effective influencer collaborations. But we don't just stop at influencer marketing. That's where brand partnerships comes in. Our brand partnership platform helps established brands just like yours work together to lower marketing costs and increase revenue by cross-selling your products on other amazing Shopify stores. Through Caro, we seamlessly integrate stores so you can partner together and list each other's products on each other's stores. you'll each share the profits and each customer's lifetime value when they purchase through our integration. When a sale happens, both brands get to keep the customer. With Caro's brand partnerships, retailers can add additional products and revenue to their store without any extra effort, and suppliers can sell their products on trusted brand sites. You can choose to be a retailer, supplier, or both. Sell bikes but don't sell helmets? Sell women's clothing but want to offer a line of menswear? Want to add jewelry to your product catalog? Now you can. Don't let your customers go anywhere else. With brand partners, you can offer everything they need without having to purchase any inventory. You'll sell the helmets on your site, and your partner will ship the helmets automatically when a sale happens. You'll increase your revenue without adding anything to your marketing costs or workload. You can do this with 1 or 1 million stores. There's no limit to the brands you can partner with. There's also no upfront inventory costs or net terms. Expand into new product categories without the risk of carrying inventory. There's no cost to get started. Ready to give it a try? Partner with influencers and brands to sell more together.
Okay. Have any of you worked with Caro or looked into it at all? Go ahead, Samantha.
I did when they first launched, and it was more sort of, they were trolling your websites and things like that to see who were good influencers for you that you were already connected with. But I just looked at it, and they've completely redone their dashboard. So it looks like they've really are upgrading it. So that's I had nothing from them thus far. So I'm interested to see what they're doing now.
Okay. The concept here that I like is you can sign up to be in their marketplace, and it does not cost any money. There's no subscription fee. And you can pick among the participants in the marketplace that will give you permission, and you can sell their product on your website. So it could be a promotion, like maybe you want to partner. I'm just making this up. Like if Ruth wanted to partner with a peanut butter company, she could find the right peanut butter company in there and do a promotion with the peanut butter company, and it would appear on her site. And I'm going to show you some examples in a second. But they have some pretty interesting statistics of what they've done to increase sales for people, pretty dramatic in some cases. I think it depends on the category. Let's see if I've got an example here. So this is one here. This is a company that makes wallets, and says here they increase their conversion rate by 80%. So just to kind of get into it, see if they have. So they added a whole bunch of influencers. They added additional products, and the increase in sales was pretty significant, and not just sales, but also increase in exposure, I guess, all at no upfront cost. The only time you pay is a percentage commission when something sells on your site from another partner. So I thought that was pretty cool. So anyway, this is the page, called the Caro's page, and they call it cross-store selling is the concept. They've got some great case studies in here where you can kind of see what they're doing. And some of these brands you may be familiar with, some pretty good sized brands that have been using it. But what I like about it is it doesn't require a lot of technical expertise in order to do it. You do have to have a Shopify store. And like I said, I realize not everybody has that. And they may well be coming to other platforms. I don't know. I haven't reached out to them at all. But it's pretty interesting what they've done. And I think it's well worth consideration for those of you at this point that have a Shopify store. And like I said, it doesn't cost any money up front to do it. So any thoughts or questions on the idea? Okay, so
I have
go
a
ahead.
question.
Of course.
So there's no upfront costs to sell other people's products, or
Right.
if I want to offer my product for other people to sell on their site, do you know if there's a charge? I haven't looked at it before, so
No, there's no
it's
charge.
like I always.
Yeah, there's no charge. They make their money when somebody sells something on a site. So there's no charge to either side, is my understanding.
It
I
looks
wanted-
like, I'm
Go
sorry, I
ahead.
didn't mean to interrupt, but I was just looking and it looks like each person, it says you can earn like 15%, 25%. Each company that when you sign up, you tell them, what the partnership,
Right.
what the partner's going to make off of it, Chris, it looks like.
Yes.
So you can set your own percentage.
Yeah, just like any other, even if you went to somebody yourself right now, that's basically the process you would do. This is just set up so that it's easy to add to your site, which is what I like. One other thing I ran across, so one of the things that I've struggled with, especially with Shopify, is finding people who can help. There's one thing to build your Shopify site. It's another thing to operate it over time and to do things. So this is a company called storetasker.com, S-T-O-R-E tasker.com. And it's kind of like Fiverr or any of those other freelance marketplaces, except it's specifically limited to Shopify. So if you have a project that you need to do, you can bid it on here and they will respond to you. They've got a lot of people, 5,000 people supposedly, that have expertise working with Shopify. So you can spec out a project maybe something you want to do. This is one way to go about it. I like the model where it's project based and the pricing is something that you can negotiate. I don't know, many of you have shared with me the complications of trying to, edit your site or do stuff with your site. And I thought this looked pretty interesting. I've not worked with them, but they seem to be well regarded. And, some of you have probably used Fiverr or one of the other freelance marketplaces. This one is just a little more focused on Shopify if you happen to be using that platform. So I thought that was pretty cool. So any thoughts, reactions to this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I appreciate that actually, because I do have my Shopify store and there's little things I want to do to it, but like you said, I mean, it's expensive to go hire somebody because they do a whole project, and I might need just little tweaks here and there. And I have done some work on Fiverr. You have to be careful, but I have used them and I've had good results. So
yeah, I have too. I've used them mostly for logos and stuff like that. But anyway, so this is something, storetasker.com. You can give that some look. Okay. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go down a slightly different path, and we're going to start talking about live streaming shopping. So let me kind of start here. So one of the things that we've been talking about, and some of you have been using PopShop Live to go live with selling live streaming. And I think some people have done pretty well. Others maybe not as well as they would like. So one of the things that is starting to evolve and starting to become available that I've been working on kind of behind the scenes, and I'm not there yet, but there are platforms out there that will let you basically use your own website as the live streaming host, if you will. And it also gives you the ability to do a number of things that PopShop Live does not allow you to do. So I'm sorry this thing keeps going through here, but this is a company that sells quilts somewhere. I don't know where the hell they are, somewhere in mid-America. They're in Branson, Missouri. So what they've done is they have adopted live shopping, only they do it on their own website. And this also allows you to stream live in more than one location at the same time from one show. So instead of having to do a show for each individual place, you can do one show and then you can send that show to a variety of spots here. one of the things that I like, you notice on here, it says previously live. So this one is, I'll click on this just so you see it. Okay, so this is a previously live show, and they continue to sell from this show as long as it's up. So they're able to make sales from previously recorded shows really forever, as long as they want. And this is a pretty neat way to build your audience over time. You're not just doing a show and then it disappearing forever. It actually can continue. So I really like that. And so I wanted to kind of just point that out to you all. This is, just a small quilting business in Missouri. And I think I have another example here. This is a company that makes clothes for kids, I think. And I'll just kind of show you. So they have a bunch of shows from before on here. You can see they've got them stacked up there. And all of those, you can continue to buy the products from the previously recorded shows. And just to make the point, I don't want to get too technical at this point, but when you go live on these concepts or these platforms, you can stream to your Facebook, you can stream to your website, you can stream to YouTube, ad infinitum, Instagram, wherever it is that you want your show to appear. This enables you to do that. And more importantly, to me, is it maintains that ability to buy from the stream. You don't have to leave the stream to actually buy the product. Even see where it says, excuse me, add to cart. This continues both on the live show and on the previously recorded shows. So what this is about, which, my goal with Pop Shop Live was really to help you guys go live and kind of get practice and experience. And I know there are people on Pop Shop Live, so it's not like you're going there and there's nobody there. They may not be the best match for you customer wise, but there are quite a few people there, and you may well make sales. But in the long run, the idea will be really to do it yourself and to build your own center of gravity, particularly if you start to build kind of a partnership with other brands, like Keim's not here today, but Keim has often said to me, he finds it very difficult to talk about peanut brittle for an hour. And you don't have to go live for an hour. He just, for some reason, that's what he's focused on. So he started to reach out to other partners or friends or whatever. And sometimes it's stuff like barbecue sauce, right? That had nothing to do with peanut brittle. And, he'll just hold it up and he'll sell the barbecue sauce as one example. And another example of that is our friends out in, my mind just went blank for a second, but the guys that do the kind of farmers market that started all this out in near Greensboro. Anyway, they have on their shows, they have a lot of different products that they promote. And the way they do it is they just kind of hold the different products up, and they have the other products loaded into their Pop Shop Live catalog, if you will. But they're showing potato chips and all kinds of related products that they sell live as well. The thing about that I think is really interesting, and I warned you this was a little stream of consciousness. One of the problems with partnering with people is the actual fulfillment and logistics, right? So if somebody is buying, let's use Keim as an example. If someone is buying barbecue sauce from Keim on his live stream, or even let's say it's from a previously recorded once he gets there, how are you going to deal with that? How are you going to ship that barbecue sauce, and how is all that going to work? So one of the things with this Caro platform is you can have visibility into your partner's inventory. And the way that works is each partner does their own shipping, and it takes place on their Shopify platform. It's integrated with their platform, so it isn't as complicated to do a partnership with somebody. You could even do a campaign type partnership, maybe only lasted a week, for example, and you don't have to chase down all of that logistics, and you don't have to spend money on inventory. You don't have to figure all that stuff out. And particularly if you're working with a product, maybe you're not familiar with, maybe it's a product that has to be refrigerated or frozen, and you just don't, that's not something you know a lot about, or are you set up to deal with that? With this kind of thing, you don't have to worry about that. So I think that the future is going to be, everyone will have a live stream portion somewhere on their website. I believe. I think it makes a lot of sense. I just want to see here. So you like looking here. This site, notice they have a category called live streams. So, and almost everyone that's doing this, that's how they do it. They put the live stream somewhere where people can find it. And, you know, we've talked about this before, and I know this has been the case with some of you who've done Pop Shop Live. The conversion rate is much higher than a traditional e-commerce site. You'll find, once you find the right customer, the percentage that will buy is much higher from a conversion rate than from just a regular e-commerce site. And that's one of the big drivers of this. The other thing is, because of the complication with Facebook ads, and Google just announced yesterday or day before that they are going to dramatically change how they do advertising, like really, really different stuff. And what all this really points toward is you are eventually going to have to develop what they call first party data, or your own data. And one of the ways to do that is through live streaming. You'll get a lot more data, a lot more information from a live stream than you will from processing Facebook ads or Google ads, or something to that, kind of that extent, I guess, best way to put it. Any thoughts or questions on that?
I have a question. So like in this case for their live streams, what is she using? I mean, is she using like a pop shop or what?
I'll help you with that. In this particular case, this woman is using a custom solution, which I think is a little unnecessary and a little expensive. So I'm actually working on finding a partner kind of like a Pop Shop Live, but who's willing to kind of white label it, so it isn't all about them. They're more of a technology provider. Pop Shop Live, when you deal with them, it's all about Pop Shop Live. That's their whole thing. Mm-hmm. And this is not that way. But this particular solution, and I'll share this with anybody who wants to, it's actually a custom solution out of India, which I have spent a lot of time looking at. It may make sense, but one of the problems that they have, this particular technology, is they charge a nickel per viewer. And as you start to get a lot of viewers, that could really add up. So I don't like that part of it. And there's other monthly costs and so forth. So, but they do have a good solution, and they are, as you can see, there's no logo or branding from anyone else. It's strictly this woman's website or this company's website. So that I like that about them, that they are willing to be white label, but I don't like the pricing. I also don't like, personally, I don't like dealing with India from the point of view of the time difference. It's really difficult to work, no matter how good they are, working with a team in another time zone, that many time zones away. My experience in the past has been, it's exhausting and it's very difficult to communicate. Especially once you get into kind of low level customizations, kind of like right before you launch. I personally have had a lot of issues doing that. I don't know if any of you all have done that, but I'm not crazy about the idea of working with a company in a completely different time zone. I don't like that at all. Hope that helps, Kat.
Yeah, it does. Thanks.
Okay, so So the last one I'm going to show you guys, to me is very, very interesting. So this is a company that sells, God knows what they sell. What do they sell? Okay, they look like they sell protein powders and milks and, you know, oat milk and cashew milk and all that kind of stuff. It's actually looks like it's a base. So they're the kind of product, I guess, that would often end up in someone else's products, right? If you're making something, or maybe you're at home making something. So it's kind of that kind of approach. But what they did, so when they started, they noticed that on social media, a lot of the people that bought their products started posting about other products that they used with it. So for example, in this case, this almond milk, I guess, or almond, whatever it is, they noticed that a lot of people that were posting about it were using a particular brand of syrup. And in their social media posts, they would say, you know, joy and blah, blah, blah syrup. So they started to kind of look a little further. And what they decided to do using Caro is they created a marketplace on their website. And this is the way they do their partnerships, I guess, which I think is kind of cool. So they have a group of people, companies that they partner with, and they show them on their marketplace. So this particular organic date syrup, I think, was the one that was showing up on a lot of their social media. So they reached out, and it turned out all these people are on Caro. So they were able to add these partnerships to their website, and they chose to do it in a marketplace kind of format. So you can see they have crackers, they have spices, cookie mix, you know, all kinds of stuff, vanilla extract. And the numbers, from what I've read, are spectacular. The revenue that they're making, the number of visits, the general brand awareness that they have built with this is really, really cool. And what I like about it from a technical perspective, they're keeping their brand front and center. Even though they're working with these other brands, they're still, you look at the top, you know, Joy, it's got all their stuff. It's not being subsumed by their partnerships. It's just tangential, I guess, is the right way to put it. But the other thing technically that I think is really brilliant is they are not fulfilling any of these products themselves. They're all of the fulfillment. If somebody, even like this add to cart, like on this twist veggie pasta. So say someone's buying the almond mix or whatever, and they want pasta for some reason, they add it to the cart. The actual fulfillment will be done by the pasta company. And so you don't have to buy inventory up front. You don't have to tie up money, you know, on the fulfillment and logistics side. So I just think it's an interesting way to grow your footprint, if you will, or your mind share of customer pretty well. And I really think it's cool. So
I have a question. How does that work with shipping? How does the customer pay for shipping if it's coming from two different places then?
I think that's part of the negotiation in the marketplace, you know, whether if you're going to do free shipping or whatever the terms are, that's what you deal with on the Caro partnership aspect. You line all that up. I agree. I personally think that's a little awkward, you know, especially if it's a big order. But if you think of it like customer acquisition and customer awareness, that's the way I look at it, you know, because that's the most expensive thing for almost all of us with a direct-to-consumer brand is how do you get attention? How do you get people to your site? You know, live streaming is one thing, but also having these kinds of partnerships may really help. And it's a proven strategy with big brands. They do this all the time. Nike will partner with somebody for a while. Maybe they'll partner with Ford or something, you know. There's lots of that sort of thing that gets done. So I view it as a way to build your business. Here they call it the Friends of Joy is the way they characterize it. And we want to show our support and collaborate with other businesses, and they have all these logos of the people that they work with. So it's really like, I don't know if you all know Burlap and Barrel. Some of you do. I know somebody sent me some stuff. That's a really hot brand out of New York City that really gets a lot of attention. They get in the Wall Street Journal. You know, that's an example of somebody who's really getting a lot of play. Some of these I'm not familiar with. You might be, but I view it all in the realm of customer acquisition, brand awareness, brand building. And it doesn't look like it's a super heavy brain damage to actually do it if you have a Shopify store. So I wanted to introduce the concept to you guys. Let's see. So this is their case study. I'll post this in the chat, this link. So this is a discussion of how they actually went about it, which you may find interesting. Let's see here. Okay, I don't know how this works here. Let's see. Okay. Okay, there we go. Hopefully this will post to the overall Zoom. I'm a little confused, but anyway, hopefully you all see that there. But the idea is to really get awareness built of your brand. And if you do play well with others, if there are other brands that are conducive to what it is you're trying to do, this is one way to potentially leverage that. So, all right, any questions or thoughts?
Yeah, Dennis, this is Ruth. I'm sorry, I think my tea's not kicked in today. How does Caro themselves make money?
They get a percentage of the transaction. So
Okay.
when you sell one of these, there is a fee, and one of those fees goes to Caro.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And you may find yourself, people may want your brand on their website, right? Like, you know, maybe there's people who really want to leverage you and what you're doing. So I don't believe there's any cost to be in that marketplace. And the other thing about the marketplace, they do have 23,000 brands supposedly there. I have not actually had access to that marketplace, so I don't know who everyone is. But one of the problems with partnerships is the negotiation of the deal. It's a pain in the ass, and there's a lot of moving parts, and it just takes time. Even if everybody really wants to work together, it's still a lot of work and takes a tremendous amount of time. This is all pre-orchestrated, right? So the general terms are in the marketplace. So you agree to them. And if you don't agree to them, generally, you know, you can contact the brand and maybe there's some sort of slight adjustment, but you don't have to create the deal from whole cloth. And I personally think that is worth its weight in gold, because remember, you don't even know if this will work or not. You don't want to spend a tremendous amount of time negotiating a deal, for example, and it turn out to not be worth it for anybody. You know, you all are busy enough and have enough going on. So that's just, you know, something that I noticed that I thought was, you know, really, really handy. And one of the things I'm actually giving some thought to, I haven't figured it out technically, but one of the things I might try to do is get everyone who's taken this class to participate in a marketplace like this, you know, so it's our marketplace and we can control it. I'm going to look into that. I don't know what's involved. I'm thinking I can set up a Shopify with Caro and just do it. I don't know, but you know, I think that might be good to have kind of a North Carolina based or a focused marketplace where everybody can kind of see what's going on and be able to participate. I don't know how difficult it is to look through this marketplace with 23,000 brands. It seems like a lot to me, but maybe not. All right.
I think that sounds like a fun idea.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's really unique, and it's this, you know, I've spent a lot of time learning about marketplaces and the technology to do it. It's really incredibly complicated from a technical perspective, particularly you know, giving everybody control of their brand, but still have them play in a marketplace is just really a challenge from a technical perspective. So I'm going to look into this. Maybe this is something that we can do. The other thing I wanted to ask you all, and this is not in any way intended to be political, so please don't take it as such. But one of the things I've been giving some thought to, we had a session not too long ago about hijacking the news. And one of the obvious news that's everywhere and has me personally very concerned is everything going on in the Ukraine. And what several major brands have started to do, including Nike and some others, is they've started to run promotions and help for UNICEF, which has a program to help the children in Ukraine with the stuff that's going on and financially help them. Would there be any interest if we were to do something kind of like the Shop Rural Day construct, where everyone's on one place, but where a percentage of the sales would actually go to UNICEF? I think we'd get a lot of publicity from it. I think the state would help. I think a lot of different people might participate, but I wanted to just bounce that off the group and see what you all thought. Samantha votes yes. Kat votes yes. Anyone else?
Yes, I sure do.
Okay.
I just finished decorating sunflower cookies that I was just gonna, you know, I wasn't gonna choose UNICEF, but another, you know, Ukrainian,
Yeah.
you know, fundraiser. So yeah, I would.
Okay. I'm gonna work on. I keep saying I'm gonna work on a list. You know, it's like a one-arm paper hanger, but I really think we can have a platform that really does good things, and this is an example of what we could do. We could mobilize and help, you know, deserving people. The problem, you know, as you know, with all this stuff is you got to really be careful of politics and all that jazz. I think everybody, no matter what your background, thinks it's horrible what's happening to the kids in Ukraine. I'll get back to everybody on that. I'm working on that as well. So I appreciate that feedback, and I would reach it back out to the other. We've had about 120 companies go through this program, and I would reach out to them and maybe directly to Sherry Barefoot, especially foods, and maybe we could get, you know, more participants. The more the better, I think. But we got to be able to manage the process. So thanks for letting me know. All right. Well, that's all I have for today. Is there anybody else want to talk about stuff or have anything on their mind?
Dennis, I do. I want to find, when do you talk about Pop Shop Live?
I was going to talk about it tomorrow.
Okay, so because I'm a newbie about that, and I'm very interested in it.
Yeah, I think Pop Shop Live is a really good platform. They're nice people, and again, it doesn't cost anything up front. The only thing that some people have expressed to me is that their customers are really young. Most of their customers are under 30. And if you go on the platform and you look at the stores that are on there, I guarantee you'll go, what in the hell is this? You know, Japanese anime snacks. Who would have thought, right? So some people have told me that they feel like there's not a real match with that population. But at the same time, you know, I know Kime has sold a lot. You know, I think, you know, certainly Copper Ashes has sold a gazillion things on Pop Shop. So yeah, I was going to bring that up tomorrow as part of intro to live streaming. So yeah, and I'll connect you with you know, the folks there.
Thank you.
I know this sounds crazy, but I am still hung up on branding. Like I'm struggling with the branding thing. It's like I feel like I almost can't move forward until I figure that piece out. Does that sound stupid?
No. Well, I mean, it's you know, it's easy for me to say, but what I can do is you and I can meet one-on-one and we can talk about it and see if I can't help you move down the road. one of the things, my philosophies for this kind of stuff is to start and iterate. So just do something. And then if that doesn't work, iterate to the next thing. It's fail fast, iterate. You can't figure out everything in advance. And if you try to project or predict, you'll do exactly what you're doing. You find yourself wrapped and and can't do anything. So yeah, my philosophy is let it rip and adjust as needed, iterate as needed. So, but I will, you can reach, do you have my email? I think you do.
Yeah, I was going to email you some things. I've jotted down a lot of notes and stuff. I just don't know if I'm on the right track.
Happy to give you the advice. What you're paying for is nothing, so remember that. All right.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, one thing that I wanted to just point out, I don't know if you can see the picture behind me in Zoom, but this was so cool. So yesterday at the Flavors of Carolina show, I ran into Plantergy's booth. Some of you may know her from and she had the article that was written in the Triangle Business Journal was the focus of her booth. And you can kind of see behind me, it's the article about Accelerate Rural and her, and that was in the Triangle Business Journal. I thought that was so cute. So I took a picture and made it my background today, because I thought that was pretty cool that she featured that. So, all right. Well, if there's no other questions, we'll adjourn until tomorrow. And as always, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And we'll work on your branding too. Don't worry. We'll get that going as well. So, thanks everyone for tuning in, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.